Today I'm interviewing Linda Simpson about the 1968 Baltimore riot following the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. How old were you at the time of the riot?
I was 18 years old.
Where did you live at that time?
I lived in Cherry Hill at that time.
What was your first reaction when you found out there was a riot going on?
My first reaction when I found out that a riot was going on, not just here, but almost everywhere, was how could people act like this when Dr. Martin Luther King was a peaceful man? That I couldn't understand.
Okay. Did you see what was going on the news?
Yes, I saw what was going on in the news. They were rioting, setting cars on fire, people screaming and howling, some of them crying and, really mourning over his death. That I can understand, mourning over his death, but all the destruction that went on, I could not understand that.
Okay. Were you afraid to go outside?
No, I wasn't afraid to go outside because at the time I was visiting my father on Garrison Avenue, and it came across the TV that everyone had to be off the streets by 7 p.m. or they would be held at the Civic Center, which is now the arena. At that time, it would be held, and if they didn't have a good reason, like going to work or anything, they would be locked up.
Okay. Were you involved, or did you know of any who was involved in the riot?
No, I wasn't involved in the riots, and didn't know anybody that was.
Okay. Were any stores or buildings affected in your area from the riot?
No, no stores or buildings was affected in my area, as far as I know.
Okay. Did the stores reopen after this tragedy?
Well, some of the stores opened that was affected here in Baltimore City that I know of. A lot of them was closed for a while. Some of them didn't reopen. The reason being was because they were set on fire, and a lot of the owners was afraid to reopen again.
Okay. Were they destroying houses as well?
No, they wasn't destroying houses, just mostly the stores.
Okay. Was the National Guard patrolling where you live?
No, the National Guard wasn't patrolling where I lived, but as I made my way down to, what is that, Howard Street on the MTA bus, I could see the National Guard there. They was present.
Okay. Was your parents' place of employment affected from the riot?
Yes, my father's place of employment was affected. They had closed for the day.
Okay. And where was your father employed at?
My father was employed at one of the clubs down on the block.
So I take it there was a lot going on down there.
Well, being though everything, trying to control the crowd and everything.
Okay. It was reported that 6 people died in the Baltimore riot. Did you know any of the 6?
No, I didn't know any of the 6 people.
700 or more were injured. Did you know any of the injured people?
No, I didn't know any of those people either.
Do you remember how schools were affected from this tragedy?
No, I really couldn't remember that.
Do you feel they heightened up police protection after this tragedy?
Yes, they really did. Policemen was everywhere.
Do you think the rioting made an impact pertaining to the Martin Luther King assassination?
I feel as though the riot, as far as the riot was going on, made an impact. As far as his assassination is concerned, really no, because it really didn't prove anything. All it proved was that people can be very violent. But on the other hand, when you look at the kind of person Dr. Martin Luther King was, I really believe that they was doing it out of anger because a great man was killed and they were angry about that, but I guess that's just what was the result of what happened.
Okay. Okay. I thank you so much for your historic moment.
Thank you.